Easter is about many things. It is not only celebrating the power of God to overcome death, sin, and injustice. Easter is also about celebrating the voice of those who suffer, those who died on Good Friday. So today we cannot just remember that God has forgiven sins, but we need to receive the message that He has given us of freedom, that of forgiveness, that is joy. This is the message that we receive today on Easter Sunday. And I think there is a little story that shows, a little incident that shows the meaning of Easter in a very powerful way. When in 1981, in San Salvador, the Salvadorian army, in a place called, of all places, also La Cruz, in La Cruz, they invaded this village, they raped people there, or young women, and they massacred young people after raping them. There was one particular Christian girl who, while being raped and receiving all the torture and hurt she could receive at the end of her life, she kept singing and praising God and forgiving the people who were doing that to her. This was published afterwards in a book because one of the soldiers who was present there, and most of them who were there, remained haunted by the singing of this girl while being tortured, while being killed. And this is the description that is given by one of the soldiers. She kept on singing too, even after they had shot her in the chest. She had lain there in La Cruz with the blood flowing from her chest, and had kept on singing, a bit weaker than before, but still kept singing. And the soldiers, stupefied, had watched and pointed. Then they had grown tired of the game and shot her again, and she sang still. And their wonder began to turn to fear, until finally they unsheathed their machetes and hacked her neck, and at last the singing stopped. When recounting the story, the author notes not just the remarkable similarity between her death and that of Jesus, but also to the fact that in both cases, in that of Jesus and in that of this girl massacred by these soldiers, resurrection means that their voices live to this day. Those who killed Jesus on the cross, those who were present at Calvary, little thought that that dramatic death was going to be the most remembered and the most celebrated death for 2,000 years. And the same this girl. The soldiers themselves did not realize that what they were doing will reverberate for many more years. A book was made, a movie was made, and they still speak about this incident. What does this all mean? It means that when we suffer for Christ, when we are able to forgive, as this girl did forgive her soldiers, when we are able to keep loving even under torture, even under death, when you love, you will rise again. and you will keep your love, and your forgiveness will come and come in years afterwards. So today, while remembering the risen Christ, we need to remember Good Friday, not only of Jesus, but the Good Fridays of that father who has been left alone with his children because his wife ran away with someone else. The same we remember that mother who has been left with children because her husband ran away with his secretary. We remember those parents who have just found out that their son or their daughter is addicted to dope or to heroin or to drugs. We remember those people on Good Friday who has found out that they are suffering from AIDS or from a terminal sickness, and they are alone and they are in pain. We remember those who have suffered an injustice at work, or an unfaithfulness in marriage, or in a relationship. These are the people who are suffering, and we need to remember them. And these, if any of them are amongst us, we need to remember that there is the risen Christ who gives us hope, who gives us a new life. If we just forgive, if we just continue loving, if we just continue behaving as He did on the cross, provoked on the cross, Christ, by someone there. If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross. Hasn't had He the power to do it? Of course He had, but He didn't do it. He gave us the example. Instead, He said, "Oh Lord, forgive them, because they don't know what they are doing." If we just behave like that, in all our hurts, in all our suffering, in all our Good Fridays, that sometime or other we all have to go through. If we behave and if we live according to this great example that Christ has given us from the cross, then yes, we live the risen Christ in our life. Then yes, we can celebrate Easter. Then yes, we have new hope for new life. Dear Lord, risen Lord, light of the world, to you be all praise and glory. This day so full of your presence, your joy, your peace is indeed your day. As I walk through the dark woods at the end of this day, full of intimate joy, I heard you call Mary Magdalene by her name, and heard how you called from the shore of the lake to your friends to throw out the nets. I also saw you entering the closed room where your disciples were gathered in fear. I saw you appearing on the mountain and at the outskirts of the village. How intimate these events really are. They are like special favors to dear friends. They were not done to impress or to overwhelm anyone, but simply to show that your love is stronger than death. O Lord, I know now that it is in silence, in a quiet moment, in a forgotten corner, that you will meet me. Call me by my name and speak to me a word of peace. It is my stillest hour that you become the risen Lord to me. Dear Lord, I am so grateful for all you have given me this past 50 years. Stay with me in the days to come. Bless all who suffer in this world, and bring peace to your people, whom you loved so much that you gave your life for them. Amen.